Now, groups around the world are marking International Men's Day, which was started to raise awareness of health issues faced by men and boys. Well, this year's theme is Stop Male Suicide. One expert is urging us all to take a fresh approach to mental illness by focusing on brain health instead. Tam Johnson is from Fresh Insight Coaching and joins me now. Tam, thanks very much for being here. Now, you describe yourself as a mindologist. What is that?
Yes, it's a bit of a strange title. So it's looking at what's going on in the mind and the science behind it, as well as obviously how that corresponds to our behaviour, our thinking patterns, and how all of that kind of links us to what's going on in the body, and using all of that to help people out, to treat them and work through stress, anxiety, depression, some of the things that are relevant to what we're here to talk about today.
Now, we're just beginning to break some of the taboos associated with mental health. So why change the perspective?
Because I think we're only just starting to make headway with breaking them, and I think there are still an awful lot of stigmas around and a sense of unknowing and fear with regards to anything to do with mental. A lot of people, it scares them, whereas actually all we're talking about here is an organ. The same as, people are fine with physical health. And yet when it comes to the mind, and they think of it as the mind and mental, that's where a lot of people get scared. So if we actually start thinking about it for what it is, which is a brain organ, and how we need to keep that healthy, protect it, look after it, then I think it just opens up, especially for men, opens up a different way of thinking about it. They're very good looking after their physical health, but not actually the organ that controls the rest of us physically.
And why are men being singled out with this issue? Because mental health is something that affects us all.
It is, absolutely. It's not gender specific, but I think the difference is with men, we know the suicide rates, 1 in 4, it's 3/4 men that are committing suicide. So something is going wrong that is different from women. Anxiety, depression, stress, it affects us all, but I think there's an awful lot going on within society that's kind of contributing to why it does need to be singled out with men and spoken about openly and honestly.
Men often wait till, I suppose, conditions are quite advanced until they do seek help with lots of other illnesses.
Absolutely.
What are the warning signs with something like mental health?
It is ambiguous, and I think that's the thing. Men don't know the warning signs. That they assume. I think the brain is taken for granted, and they assume that a lot of the time the signs are what is normal, or what men have to deal with, or what everyone deals with. So we're looking at more subtle signs. There are physical signs, when people are starting to, when their brain is starting to get unwell, start getting aches and pains, anger in terms of their mood goes up, they start withdrawing, productivity goes down, not being able to concentrate, lack of sleep. So all of that, I think that people just think is just everyday run-of-the-mill stuff, especially in our culture. Actually, they are signs that all is not functioning well and healthily.
And how do you go about treating this?
So catching it early, it really is so important. It's an absolute cliche, but prevention is better than cure. And I have a medical background as well, and I used to see it all the time. Exactly the same thing. If we leave things until they get it really extreme, then it takes so much more input and takes so much longer, and obviously the effects are much worse. So it is very much helping people recognise the signs early, helping them to understand that they need to look after themselves physically in terms of relaxing, mindfulness, meditation, all the stuff that a lot of people roll their eyes at, so that their brain is functioning healthy. And then certainly with the clients that I see in my practice all the time, it's then looking at, all right, what's the root cause? Are there things going on, previously that means for them that their resilience bucket that we all have is getting too full of all the stressors, as opposed to actually being nice and resilient. So it's pulling stuff out like that and helping them get back in control. When we start getting stressed and we worry, it affects our thinking, and we end up feeling like we're out of control, and then we're not looking at actually what the solutions are. Spend all of our time worrying, but worrying goes away when we make a plan and we start working through things. So it's looking at all of that with them.
Well, something for us all to be mindful of.
Absolutely.
On International Men's Day. Tam Johnson,
Yes.
from Fresh Insight Coaching, thank you very much.
My pleasure.